Hi guys, welcome. Today I'm showing you how to make this classic pastry cream or creme patissier, and it is super easy to prepare. It's ultra luxurious and it just melts in your mouth, and I am going to be showing you how to use this amazing pastry cream recipe in a brioche donut filled with vanilla custard cream in the next video. So make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss that video. For this recipe, I'm using a vanilla bean pod. I'll split it in the center and you can see those flavorful vanilla seeds. They make a real difference to your pastry cream. You can use vanilla extract, but you will not add it at this stage. You'll add the pod along with the seeds, and then you'll add some full fat milk and whipping cream, which has 35% fat. The higher the fat percentage, the creamier and luxurious your pastry cream will be. So once you've added your vanilla bean seeds and your pod and the milk and cream in a heavy bottom saucepan, you will turn on the heat, and on a low or medium heat you'll gently cook this. I would prefer low heat. You just gently want to start bringing this to a simmer, and it will just come to a boil. You'll see tiny bubbles appear along the sides and just the hint of those tiny bubbles in the center. You don't want to bring it to a rolling boil, just a gentle heat, and then you'll keep stirring it constantly, otherwise the milk and the cream may catch at the bottom, so you don't want that. Keep stirring it, and then once it has started to simmer, you'll take it off the heat. The hot milk and cream mix helps get all of those flavors from the vanilla pod and the bean to infuse into it. And so what you're going to do is you're going to let this cool down completely to room temperature. As it gently begins to cool, the flavors start to infuse even further, giving you that amazing vanilla flavor. You can see it's been about 20 minutes now, and the milk and cream mix has cooled down completely to room temperature. You're going to fish out the vanilla bean pod, and you'll scrape as much of the seeds and the leftover milk and cream that is stuck to the pod. You'll scrape as much of it as you can, and you're not going to throw out the pod. Do not do that. You're going to hold this under a stream of running water. Now, I don't have a tap connection in the studio where I'm filming this, so I've taken a glass of water to show you what exactly you need to do. You're just going to hold it under a stream of running water and get rid of the milk solids from the milk and the cream. You don't want the milky bits there. You'll also open up the pod like this and just check to make sure there is no water or any milk bits, and you will pat dry the beans so that it's totally dried. And if needed, you can let it dry for a day. And here's what I like to do. I have started working on making my own homemade vanilla extract. This is just some vodka, and into that I have added my used vanilla bean pods. Never throw your pods away. You can either add the dried pods into a jar of sugar, so you get vanilla flavored sugar, or you can add it to a bottle of vodka and it gives you this beautiful vanilla extract. But it takes a year to make this. That's right. I started making mine in January 2024, and so my vanilla extract is still not ready. It will be in 2025, so we still have several more months to go. But this is what I do every time I use my vanilla bean pod. So you can do that, but do not throw away the pod because it's such a precious spice and you want to make the most of it. So now that that's out of the way, let's start working on the eggs for our pastry cream. I am using yolks, and I'm using 4 egg yolks. I will separate the whites and the yolks, and I love using my clean hands. I find any other method, trying to juggle it from one shell to the other, is just very time consuming. I just feel that using clean hands and just keeping the process simple is so much easier. This is the best way for me. You can definitely use any other method to separate the eggs, the whites from the yolk, and just make sure you're using clean hands. So I am using cold eggs right before I'm ready to make the pastry cream, and that's because I find when I use room temperature eggs, the yolks tend to break, and I find cold eggs are much easier to separate. And here now my infused milk and cream mix, the vanilla infused milk and cream mix, I will pop it back on the heat. I'll keep it at the lowest possible heat because I want to bring this to a gentle simmer again. I want to heat this up because we want to now temper our yolks. Now into this, I'm also going to add caster sugar and some cornstarch or corn flour. I love a thicker consistency to this pastry cream, which is why I've added 25 grams of corn flour or cornstarch. If you want a looser consistency, you can reduce the amount of cornstarch or corn flour to about 12 to 13 grams. Now, here's another reason why you want to separate your eggs only towards the last minute when you're just ready to make the pastry cream. Because once you separate the yolks start to develop a film on top, a skin on top. And once it develops that skin, it's very difficult to get rid of it, and it won't integrate as well with your caster sugar and corn flour. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this kitchen cloth and I'm going to create a boundary or a wall sort of a structure right here so that my bowl can sit comfortably on top of this and it stays firm. Now, I'm the only person handling this, so I will be tempering the egg yolk mix now by myself without any help from anyone, which is why I want to do this. Otherwise, the glass bowl will just keep moving around and it'll be very difficult for you to temper your eggs. And so that's the reason why that boundary with the kitchen cloth really helps. It helps keep the bowl in one place so you can comfortably do this. Now I am just going to give this a quick stir. It's on low heat. Do not increase the heat on this because you don't want to bring this to a rolling boil. You just want it to come to a gentle simmer. Eventually, after a couple of minutes, you'll notice that tiny bubbles start to appear along the sides of the saucepan. That's when you're going to stop this or turn off the heat, and now we'll start tempering our egg mix. Tempering essentially is adding a little bit of the hot liquid into your egg yolks so that you don't scramble the egg yolks in one go. Eggs are very temperature sensitive, so if you dump all of that milk, the hot boiling milk, in one go, the eggs will scramble. And so I'm adding a little bit of the milk at a time while constantly stirring this mix so that the eggs don't scramble and they are getting accustomed to the hot temperatures. And this is the reason why I have this little cloth boundary at the bottom on which my glass bowl sits. So I'm able to do this really easily. I'm going to strain this mix back into the saucepan. Straining is very important. Firstly, to help catch if there are any scrambled eggy bits, it will get caught in that sieve. Secondly, we've used a vanilla bean pod, and it's very likely, as you can see here, the fibers from the vanilla bean pod get into the custard mix, and if you don't strain it, you won't get a silky smooth custard. So you can see those fibers right there, they get fished out and you get a really nice smooth custard, which is exactly what you want. So now that we have strained our custard mix, it's time to cook it again. I'll just quickly scrape the sides and the bottom of the saucepan. Once I've done that, I will turn the heat back on to the lowest setting. You don't want to cook this on a high heat anymore, gentle low heat, and you're going to keep whisking this constantly. Right now you can see it's a very runny mix, but as it starts to cook, both the egg yolks and the corn flour in the custard will start to thicken this up. It takes about 3 minutes for this to happen, and soon enough you'll start to see that it has thickened up beautifully. Like I mentioned, I love to have a thicker pastry cream at this point because I'll be using it for my donuts. I will quickly take this off the heat and transfer it to another bowl. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add cubes of cold salted butter. You can use unsalted butter if you'd like. These are cold cubes of butter, salted butter, and I'll add a couple at a time and I'll just keep whisking this. So what I want is for the cold butter to start emulsifying this custard mix. The custard is hot, which starts to melt the cold butter, and we are whisking it constantly so it gets beautifully velvety and emulsified, and it's really thick. Like I mentioned in the beginning, I want the pastry cream to be thick. So what I'm going to do is, after all of the butter has been added, I'll just scrape the sides and bottom with the spatula, and I'll cover this with a plastic wrap, and I'll also make sure that it's touching the surface of the custard or the pastry cream, because otherwise a skin will start to form on the pastry cream and we absolutely do not want that. So make sure that you do it this way, and then you'll refrigerate it for at least a couple of hours, but preferably overnight. I've let it rest in the refrigerator overnight. And before we can use this pastry cream, I'm just going to go in with my electric beaters on a medium speed for a minute and just smooth this out and whip it really well. And it gets nice and light and creamy and luxurious. And it's absolutely the perfect consistency. Just look at how glorious that pastry cream or creme patissier looks. I have transferred this into a piping bag with a star nozzle so I can pipe it for you, and you can see just how amazingly stable and beautiful this pastry cream looks. Now I am going to be using this amazing pastry cream in a beautiful vanilla custard donut recipe, and you absolutely do not want to miss that. It's going to be so good. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you would like to learn how to make those brioche custard donuts as well, subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, then you should definitely check out this other video that you see on the screen. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye and happy baking.